We'll gather around, feel the love come down. Blue elephant is strong, together we belong.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are going to be using this cutting board mold today, and well, I started off, my plan was to use this washi tape. We're going to do that in another video though, because things changed as my brain just decided that it was going to progress. Anyway, we are using my Snowy Skies glitter. We are using Eye Candy's Blue Blood mica powder, which is going to be absolutely gorgeous for this. The first thing I want to do is I want to make a nighttime winter snowy sky, which is why Blue Blood is just amazing, amazing, amazing color for this backdrop. I'm using Resin's epoxy resin for this, and I just mixed up about 6 ounces. I'm not entirely sure how much it's going to take. I don't need a super, super thick layer. I just need enough to cover the bottom because that's just all I need. Now, that being said, I'm not mixing the glitter into this. We're going to just kind of throw some on top. But I am going to empty it all out here. And then I'm going to take my Let's Resin heat gun and I am going to like really, really blow this out for 2 reasons. One, it's been relatively cold in my house. I just haven't wanted to kick on the heat yet until I need to. And I need to thin out the resin some. 2, just to kind of get rid of any bubbles that may be in there and spread it out some. Make my life just a little bit easier, right? So we're going to do that real quick. Get it all worked up, all those bubbles out of there. And then make sure we go around all those 90-degree edges in this mold to make sure that there are no bubbles trapped on the sides. And after that, I mean, it's pretty simple. We're going to sprinkle it with some glitter. Now, let's talk about my vision while I go through this. So initially, like I said, I was going to use those gorgeous washi tapes that I got. But since we're not going to do that, we'll get into those later on. As I was doing this, I realized I was like, I really want to paint. Like, it's been a long time. I I I know. I say it's been a long time since I painted, and I realize I've done a lot of mixed to mold and painting, but it's been a minute since I've painted a resin piece like this and actually like done an image on it and stuff like that. And I thought, this would be absolutely gorgeous with a huge full moon in the background and the silhouette of Santa and his reindeers flying, right? Just gorgeous outside nature, cold weather, night before Christmas kind of vibes. I thought it would be gorgeous. And I think that this will be a really, really beautiful display piece for your kitchen or whatever. I'm super excited about it. So, all right, I've got my resin all spread out. Sprayed it with a little bit of alcohol just to pop any bubbles that I may have missed. Not that there should be any. And now I'm just taking my Snowy Skies glitter and I'm putting it on a spoon and I'm just kind of tapping it there. I just wanted to give the illusion that it's snowing. And this glitter is perfect because it's got all of those, just the mix of the different hollow whites and cuts and all of the things. And it's got those huge, beautiful, beautiful snowflakes in there. So it's going to catch the light and give you that twinkle that you get when light hits snow, right? The wetness of it, and just make it look like it's snowing. Now, because I'm not entirely sure at this point where my image is going to be, how big it's going to be, or exactly what it's going to be on it, because like I said, things change, right? As far as what my idea started as and what it's going to be. So I'm sprinkling the glitter all over, but then I'm going to go through and I'm just going to pick out a few more of those snowflakes and place them up near the top where the sky, the top part of the sky is going to be, just in some areas where I want just a little bit more snowflakes. like actual really real snowflakes. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do this, and then that's it for this step. We are going to let it cure up and then move on to the next thing. Now, like I said, it's been a minute since I have done this. This is the image that I want to use. I bought white carbon paper a year or so back because of another project that I was doing, and the black carbon paper was just too hard to see on certain backgrounds like this one. So I bought the white carbon paper, and I don't know what was going on with it, but it wasn't transferring the image. So I pulled out my black carbon paper. I am tracing it on. Now, the reason I have two different images is I printed out the one, and then I decided I wanted the moon bigger than what it was. So I am going to use the moon on the back page, which I have already done. And now I'm going in with the Santa in this one because I want him just a little bit smaller. Hindsight, and it doesn't necessarily matter. Typically, when I do my drawings like this and I use the carbon paper, I go ahead and I trace out everything that I'm going to do and then paint around it. Well, the carbon paper that I was using, like, it's the same sheet of carbon paper I've used probably like 8,000 times, and it didn't really pick up the reindeer and the Santa Claus, which is fine because in all honesty, it was much easier just to paint the entire moon first and then go back over it after it was all dry and trace the Santa image on top of the moon, and then I could see easier too. So there's a plus to that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to bounce off while I go through the painting process. And then I will be back when we're ready for the next steps and adding some more detail onto this.
Snow whispers soft like a secret's hush. Street lights glow in the winter's blush. The world is still, the stars align. Magic hums in the frosty pine. Oh, the moon's so bright, it's painting the night. Santa's sleigh cuts through the silver light. With a ho, ho, ho and a twinkle high, reindeer dance in the velvet sky. Stockings hang and the fireside's low. Dreams are stirring where children won't know. Candy cane wishes drift on the breeze, carried by laughter through chimney seas. Then I see a flash, a sleigh so bold, ribbons of stardust, gifts untold. Oh, the moon's so bright, it's painting the night. Santa's sleigh cuts through the silver light. With a ho, ho, ho and a twinkle high, reindeer dance in the velvet sky. Dasher leaps, comet spins, Prancer prances, Vixen grins. Each hoof taps on the tune of cheer, while joy is sprinkled far and near. Santa's boots hit the snow with a thud. He's got a bag of dreams and a coat of red mud. The reindeer snicker, their noses aglow. prancing and dancing, putting on a show. Oh, Santa's got the groove tonight. With the reindeer ready, they'll take flight. Dasher and Dancer, Rudolph too. They're jingling bells, they're coming through. The sleigh is packed with wishes and cheer. Cookies in his pocket, milk disappears. The reindeer gossip who'll lead the sleigh. Rudolph grins wide, it's my turn today. The stars are winking, the moon's so bright. Santa whispers, hold on tight. Oh, Santa's got the groove tonight. With the reindeer ready, they'll take flight. Dasher and Dancer, Rudolph too. They're jingling bells, they're coming through. Hooves on rooftops, magic in the air, laughter and wonder everywhere. Through the clouds, through the frost, not a single gift gets lost. Oh, Santa's got the groove tonight. With the reindeer ready, they'll take flight. Dasher and Dancer, Rudolph too. They're jingling bells, they're coming through.
All right, I am back. So I like it. I do. I'm actually like, the trees are they're kind of wonky, but no trees in nature are perfect, so it's fine. And for me doing it freehand, I'm kind of impressed with myself. I didn't trace those, so there's that. Okay, but what I want to do now is I've got the highlights and the lowlights for the snow, right? I added a little bit of yellow to my white paint, hit it on the treetops and that one kind of hill that's in the middle, just like the snow, or I mean, the moonlight is hitting off of that snow. So it's reflecting just a little bit of yellow. And then down underneath the trees and in between the hills, I put a little bit of that blue, black kind of white mixture just to give myself some shadowing, and so that you could see that there's a difference between the three hills, right? And it's going to push that back, pull forward that front one, and give us some dimension in there. So what I decided to do was, because I want some of that sparkle on the snow, so it's not just that flat white that you get from acrylic paint, I took some gloss varnish. I just went over it. I'm using that as a binding agent instead of glue or whatever. And I just sprinkled a little bit of my Snowy Skies glitter on there, just a tiny bit, making sure that I didn't get any of the snowflakes. I don't want them down there. I want them to remain in the sky. And then I'm just taking some extra fine white glitter and I sprinkled it a little bit over top of the treetops so that they have just a touch of glitter and sparkle on them. And then a little bit more down on the hill just to fill in some of those other areas, because I didn't want too much of the chunky mix going on down at the bottom. Just a little bit, just to give it some more, you know. Then we're going to wait for this to dry. But first, I had an idea. I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll add a tiny bit of yellow to the moon. So in the lighter spots of the moon, not where the darker spots are, in the lighter spots, I just took some of my Lrisy. It's like a slivered yellow, like cellophane type stuff. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on there. Again, just to kind of enhance it a little bit, give it a little bit more detail, but not too much. Like, I'm not trying to go wall-to-wall glitter. I realize there's already a lot of glitter because of the background and the foreground and whatever. I don't want too much. I just want enough to add a little bit more to it. And I think it looks really good. We're going to let this totally dry, and then I'm just going to take a really soft brush and brush it into my trash can, anything loose that didn't stick. Now it is time for our final layer of resin, and I am adding just the tiniest bit of Rolio Pearl White to it. It's going to act as that super sparkle, kind of like Unicorn Crushed Crystal. And we're just going to, just a little bit. Again, don't want to overdo it. We got a lot of sparkle going on, a lot of things going on. just a little bit, just to enhance it, give it that extra little bit of sparkle in there. And we're just going to let this thing do its thing. Poured about half of my resin mixture in there. Now, I did 8 ounces this time. I don't think it's going to fill the mold up completely. I am fine with that. I don't need it filled up the whole way. It'll be okay. And then I am going in real heavy again with my heat gun, just again to warm it up, thin it out, make it so it's a little bit more movable, and any bubbles, we're just going to heat them out, right? Then I'm going to take my silicone tool, going wall to wall all the way around, making sure that resin is kissing each one of those edges, but making sure at the same time that there are no bubbles trapped. We're going around it to make sure, right? Dump the rest of the resin in. We are going to hit it one last time with the heat gun and cross our fingers that nothing stupid happens, you know? And let this baby cure and wait and see how it turns out. I'm really excited. I love the image. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I really do. I really do. That blue blood is just, it's the perfect color for your nighttime snowy wintry sky. It just absolutely is. And I love the silhouette. I'm super happy with the trees. I mean, like I said, they are a little wonky, but it's fine. Anyway, here we are, 24 hours later. It is time to finally demold this, and I am super excited. Now, again, I did not fill this up the whole way, so we do have a sharp edge that we're going to have to deal with. All in all, I think it looks really pretty. I absolutely love this piece, but we're not done just yet. So I'm just going to take my deburring tool, go around the edges of this real quick and then I decided that I wanted to kind of finish it off just around the edges, just a tad. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my silver paint pen and we're just going to edge it out just a little bit. Just a very thin line, nothing crazy, just to kind of finish it off, set it up, and then that's it, we're done. Now, you could 100% top coat this, and I may later on, not for this video, but I may just give it a top coat. Typically, once this paint has dried, though, it's not going to go anywhere. But because it could be displayed in a kitchen where, you know, you have like the grease and just whatever that gets in the air from cooking, and it'll probably be cleaned a little bit more, maybe a little bit heavier than you typically would just dust something off. I think I may go ahead and do it just to make sure that we don't have any issues with the chrome coming off at a later date. But all in all, I absolutely love it. I love how it turned out. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. That is a wrap on this one, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will see you on Tuesday in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Blue elephant is strong. Together we belong. In every comment, right? You lift me to new heights. Your support, it's clear, gives me reason to cheer. Blue elephant crew, this one's all for you. You make dreams come true with everything you do. Each subscriber's heart playing a vital part. Videos we share, showing how much we care. Likes and